What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys another set of games featuring my Mega Charizard X team. If you watched the two previous videos in this little series I'm working on, you already know how to use the Charizard Terrakion lead with the Dragon Dance Psych Up combo, as well as the Scrafty Venusaur lead to set up Sunny Day, proc your eject button, and then come in with a potential threat in Charizard X or Scarf Typhlosion, or even Specs Sylveon to steamroll the victory and pick up a quick 3 to 4 turn victory. So, in today's games, we're going to be leading off against Team Testing 15, who's using Alakazam, Clefable, Hitmontop, Altaria, Garchomp, and Scizor. For the remainder of the games in the series, we're pretty much just going to be looking at the opponent's team, leading correctly, not really trying to do any super cool combos, but against this team that has a Hitmontop in it, I really don't want to lead Charizard Terrakion right into a double Intimidate. It's probably not the best thing I can do. I'm much safer going off with a Scrafty Venusaur, which is probably the lead I'm going to go with for the remainder of the games in this series. So we're just going to start this off, and we're going to lead off with Scrafty Venusaur. I just get such a really good, valuable lead here. We go Scrafty Venusaur, get a double Intimidate on my opponent. I'm eating an Intimidate on my Scrafty here from the Hitmontop, but it's not really that big a deal because I plan on switching out with an eject button anyway. I'm also going to be able to potentially get my Sunny Day up because looking at the things that are on the board, my opponent would most likely go for Scrafty as an attack target. So starting off turn 1, we're going to see the Scizor go for the Protect. I fake out it just to keep it honest. I don't want my Venusaur to eat a crit X Scizor or something. And I'm going to get my Sunny Day off, which is just what I need to start the game going. Then we then eat a close comment from the Hitmontop, which wasn't really doing that much because it was intimidated. Also, it's going to force our eject button out, and it's going to lower the Hitmontop's defenses thanks to the negative effect of close combat. So Charizard comes in. I'm feeling I'm in a pretty good spot. My opponent withdraws their Hitmontop and sends out an Altaria, whose ability Cloud 9 actually negates all weather effects, and I don't really think they coded that correctly in Showdown at the moment, or at least this version of Showdown, because it still shows that it's sunny, but it's actually not sunny anymore. The sun is gone, and Venusaur's Chlorophyll will only work for this turn, the turn that I actually get a Sleep Powder off onto the Altaria slot. At the same time, I go for the Flare Blitz on what was the Scizor, turning into the Garchomp, using its rough skin and dealing like massive recoil back to my Charizard. So he decided to withdraw his Garchomp. I don't really know why, but withdrawing the Garchomp, going in for Hitmontop here, getting an Intimidate on Charizard's never a terrible idea. Maybe he didn't really know the effects of Cloud 9, didn't want his Garchomp to get put to sleep. Maybe there's like a Lumberry on the Hitmontop. Don't really know, but we are going to see that I do miss the Sleep Powder on Hitmontop, which kind of sucks, but I already hit the one that was really important. And now we're finally going to see the Altaria Mega Evolve. Remember, it did not Mega Evolve last turn. So that's just one big thing to note, that it did not Mega Evolve last turn, which made me think that it wasn't Mega for some reason. I was thinking Mega, maybe it's Mega Garchomp, maybe it's Mega Alakazam. Anyways, I decided to Dragon Claw at that turn. Altaria is a new fairy typing, he's actually going to protect it from that, so it's all up to Venusaur to take out this Altaria with Sludge Bomb. We also see Scizor switch in from the Hitmontop. Remember, my Charizard is just at neutral attack right now thanks to my Dragon Dance, and it's pretty primed to eat a Flare Blitz from my Charizard. You may wonder why I would Flare Blitz that slot. Well, there's nothing else to really do. I mean, I'm not just going to Flare Blitz an Altaria, and I didn't want to Dragon Claw. I felt Flare Blitz was the best option, and I figured he might switch back in with Scizor, because Hitmontop doesn't want to just go down for free. My guess paid off. I got a free KO on Scizor, and taking out my opponent's Scizor demoralized them so much that it pretty much led to the game being over. If you look at it from his point of view, he probably doesn't see how we can win, because he doesn't know the spread of my Venusaur. He probably thinks, oh, if he Sludge Bombs me, I die. But this Venusaur was a full wall set. I would just be going for Sleep Powders all day. And I do have all 4 of my Pokemon, so I'm not faulting him for leaving. But I wish we could have played a couple more games because I wanted to upload these and record them, you know. So, anyways, it doesn't matter. That was game 1. I felt I played very safe, very standard. Made a very good prediction on the Scizor coming in from the Hitmontop, leading to a free pickup KO with Flare Blitz. So, without further ado, we're going to look at game 2 against Stocks Knight 1127, who has Arcanine, Gardevoir, Gastrodon, Clefable, Volcarona, and Ambipom. Ambipom is a Pokemon that I think is really, really good in formats like singles. I think it's pretty good in OU and UU. Not so much OU, but really, really good in UU. In doubles, it brings Fake Out to the table, but I feel like you're much better going with a Pokemon like Mineshaw. That's just my 2 cents on Ambipom. I figured I might as well talk about it because we've seen a lot more Ambipoms pop up lately. So we're just going to start this game, get right into it, and we're going to be leading off with Scrafty Venusaur. I will try to lead with the Charizard Terrakion in future videos, but for today's games, we're going to go Scrafty Venusaur because there is an Intimidator on the other side. If I don't see an Intimidator on the other side, which means their team probably isn't very good, that's the time when I can style on them with Charizard Terrakion. I've also tried to work in later videos the Charizard Terrakion making a late game effect with that same combo. So I'm getting off topic. We're going to start this game off. We see Mega Gardevoir and Volcarona and going for a very defensive turn 1 with a double protect. And I'm going to play very standardly. I'm going to go for the fake out on Gardevoir. Do not want to eat a Hyper Voice, and I get my Sunny Day off with my Venusaur because there was really no KO pressure from the Volcarona before Sun. I mean, he would have to overheat me, but I really don't think he would really go for that. So I decided just to switch out my Scrafty. I do not want to eat a Hyper Voice for free, as we see the Rage Powder go off from the Volcarona. And I went for the Sludge Bomb on the Gardevoir, thinking I just wanted to do damage. I probably should have went for the Sleep Powder, but it's not really the biggest deal. I just wanted to get some damage. I wanted to do at least half, and I didn't get it. Remember also that Rage Powder doesn't really work on Grass-type Venusaur. That's why I thought if I did over half or got like a Poison, I could then finish off the Gardevoir next turn and be completely safe. But things are going to play out for me. Since I saw how bulky the Gardevoir was, I knew it was very slow, which meant my full-speed Jolly Charizard, sorry about that, could actually take him out with a Flare Blitz, taking minimal recoil in the process. So we're up 4-3. We see Arcanine come in and wear up the Intimidate. In this case scenario, I'm happy to see the Intimidate on Arcanine, because that means later in the game if I force Arcanine out, it doesn't have Flash Fire. And Flash Fire Arcanine isn't the biggest of deal, but it's always demoralizing when you go for a huge like +1 Flare Blitz or Fire Attack or like an Eruption or what have you, and they switch in with the Flash Fire Pokemon. So in that case scenario, I want to switch Charizard out anyways, and I'm happy to see the Intimidate. So starting up turn 5, my Scrafty was switched in last turn, can go for a Fake Out on the Arcanine slot, and I just go for a Sludge Bomb on the Volcarona. Remember, these Sludge Bombs aren't really meant to do damage, but I figured the Volcarona probably had like a Sash or something like that, or it was really bulky and I just wanted to know. And going for the Sludge Bomb, I wasn't really wasting any time in going for Sludge Bomb, so I figured it was a good turn. I had nothing really to lose for it. We're also going to go for a second Sleep Powder the same turn Volcarona wakes up. So Volcarona is now awake. He goes for a critical hit in the Sun's Heat Wave. It's going to proc my Scrafty's eject button and then finish off my Venusaur, but I put enough Pokemon to sleep this game that I feel Venusaur definitely did its job. It's not the carry, it's more of a support Pokemon in this team. So now that I've lost Venusaur, I send Charizard out. Charizard is going to be faster than most things on this board, and there's not really that much my component can do from here. So Charizard is going to be paired with my choice Scarf Typhlosion. It has the Flash Fire ability. It has that huge dabbed 150 base Eruption while at full health. And my opponent is going to switch out his Arcanine for an Ambipom here. Volcarona is going to pop the Protect, and there's nothing saving this Ambipom from the might of Eruption. Eruption is going to get the one-shot on the Ambipom, and I think, is the person leave right here? I would not be surprised if they just ran right here. I don't remember, I played these games a few days ago, but I mean, the might of Typhlosion is too strong. And you guys may wonder why I use Typhlosion in this team. It's definitely not the best bet. There are a ton of priority Pokemon, like priority users in Sucker Punch, Fake Out, Mach Punch, what have you. There's a lot of stuff that can check Terrakion's, its Eruption power, but I also pack, like, Heat Wave, and I also have other moves like Flamethrower and Focus Blast, so you may wonder why I use Typhlosion. It's just one of my favorites, and I think this is the perfect team to showcase, like, Typhlosion. If the styling combos of the Scrafty Venusaur and Charizard Terrakion weren't enough, finishing people off with a Choice Scarf Typhlosion is one of the most satisfying ways to win a game. At least I think so. Because most people write off Typhlosion as a terrible Pokemon, and it's one of my favorites. And gaining the ability Flash Fire actually is pretty good. Because sometimes, a couple times I've actually fought against another Sun team, and when they go for like the Heat Wave or the Overheat on my Venusaur, I can just switch in with Typhlosion, get a Flash Fire proc, and literally just burst anyone down. It's just the coolest thing, and it's just a lot of fun to play with. So I hope you guys enjoyed these games. I really like showing off Typhlosion. I'll try and show a little bit more of him in the next games for tomorrow's, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.